Hello, my wonderful scholars. This is Miss Bellish. I just wanted to lead you through how to make your figurative language foldable. Making a foldable is a really great way to learn something because it's called kinesthetic learning. Kinesthetic means movement. So when we add movement to a new skill or adding movement to something that we're learning, it actually helps it be stored into our long-term memory. So we're going to be making a foldable so that we learn figurative language, and also it's fun and it's pretty. So you're gonna need 4 pieces of paper. You do not need construction paper necessarily. I just really like to use it because it's some pretty colors. But you're going to need 4 pieces of paper. You can absolutely use regular notebook paper. So you're gonna take your construction paper and make 1 inch between each one. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. It's hard to do when it faces the actual camera, so I got to do it in my lap. Okay, so you're going to make your papers line up so that they're about 1 inch in between each one. So it's going to look like this. And I'll back up a little bit so that you can see. So see how there's 1 inch of space, but they're all still layered together. Then you're going to fold it back. So this way, fold it back. I'm going to show you kind of this way. So once you fold it, you're going to layer it so that it looks like this. And then you'll just simply fold it there. So I'm going to make sure that it looks nice and neat because I just like things to look pretty. And because I know I'm going to be using this throughout the entire school year, I want it to look nice. So I'm going ahead and folding it. I'm just folding across the top. Okay, so this is what your foldable looks like now. And I'm going to cut the video here so that I can cut in what you're supposed to be writing. You're going to fill out your foldable using the acronym SHAMPOO. SHAMPOO is just a really easy way to remember all of the different figurative language types. So SHAMPOO, it's S-H-A-M-P-O. At least this time. We know there's another O there, but SHAMPOO with 1 O. It stands for simile, hyperbole, alliteration, metaphor, personification, and onomatopoeia. So what that looks like is I'm going to take my first color pen and I'm going to write down simile, S-I-M-I-L-E. Okay, so you can see it's right here, simile. And then I'm going to fold up and write on this space. It's not that much room, so maybe you want to space out your papers a little bit more than I did. But I'm going to write down the definition of a simile, and then an example. So a definition of a simile is, I want to make sure I read it off of that one sheet. It's a comparison between 2 unlike things using the words like and as. So I'm going to write that down. Night. Night. Okay, so now you can see here's simile, and I wrote down my definition. And I'm going to write an example on the right side. Just so I can reference it. And I'll use one example, but I want you to use a different example. I want to see how you can take that definition and put it into practice. So I want to make you to make your own, but I'll show you what my example would be. So I may put Miss Bellish is like a bear when she doesn't drink coffee. So if you notice, in my example, Miss Bellish is like a bear when she doesn't drink coffee. I have the word like because a simile is a comparison between two unlike things using like or as. So I have both of those there. We're gonna do this for every single one. So I'm gonna pause my video here so I can make my entire figurative language foldable, and then I'll come back and show you. Hello, okay. So I have finished making my shampoo figurative language foldable. So I already showed you guys what I did for simile, so I'm gonna move on to hyperbole. So I wrote down the definition, which is it uses exaggeration for emphasis or effect. That's what hyperbole is. An example is I am starving, or I could eat 100 burritos from Taco Bell. So you know, I'm not literally starving because I had lunch a few hours ago. So I'm not starving. Starving is a very intense thing. And then I could eat 100 burritos from Taco Bell. I don't think I would be able to eat 100. I haven't tried, but I think I would probably get pretty sick before I hit 100 burritos from Taco Bell. So that's a hyperbole or over exaggeration. Then we have alliteration. So alliteration is, let me flip it up. Alliteration is the occurrence of the same consonant letter or sound at the beginning or adjacent or closely connected words. So for example, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. That would be alliteration because you see the repeated P. So you know that's alliteration. The next thing is metaphor. So I'll flip up this way. And we have my definition. A comparison between two things that does not use like or as. So for example, you guys saw with simile. Simile does use like or as. So I said Miss Bellish is like a bear when she doesn't drink coffee. But a metaphor does not use like or as. So I would say Miss Bellish is a bear when she doesn't drink coffee. You see the difference? I'm saying I am a bear instead of I am like a bear. So remember, a metaphor is a comparison between two things that does not use like or as. Okay, the next thing is personification. I'm gonna flip up. Personification is giving human qualities to animals, inanimate objects, or abstract notions. So for example, the moon smiled in the night sky. A moon can't literally smile. I've never seen teeth on the moon. That might creep me out, I think. But figuratively, it makes sense because the moon smiled in the sky. We can picture it. It kind of makes it more dramatic. But it's not something that the moon can do. It's something only humans can do. So we're giving the moon a human attribute. Therefore, it's personification. Next, we have onomatopoeia. I know it looks super weird. It looks like you're going to say onomatopoeia, but it's onomatopoeia. So repeat after me, onomatopoeia. Oh, thank you, beautiful students. I heard you loud and clear. Okay, so an onomatopoeia, I'm gonna flip it up for the definition, is a word that sounds like what it is describing. So it's an onomatopoeia, I usually think a sound or sound effect. So for example, if I wrote boom, pow, kazam, buzz, or zzz for like sleeping, like zzz, or catching some Z's, that would be just it sounds like a snore. But we're not writing down, for example, we don't write, they punched the bad guy. That's not the onomatopoeia, but if we said, they punched the bad guy, boom. Boom would be the onomatopoeia because it's the sound or sound effect. The last one I want to make sure that you know is figurative language. So I'm going to flip this way. And figurative language is a word or phrase that does not have its normal, everyday, literal meaning. So for example, we have shampoo, our acronym or mnemonic device. And y'all remember from class how I told you mnemonic means memory and device is a tool. So a mnemonic device, like an acronym, is a memory tool. So we can remember all of our figurative language when we use the acronym shampoo. Simile, hyperbole, alliteration, metaphor, personification, onomatopoeia. Okay, and then make sure you put your name on it and you keep this someplace safe. So don't just shove it in a backpack or shove it someplace it's gonna get crumbled. You're gonna wanna use this baby all year long and maybe longer. Okay, bye guys. I hope you enjoyed making your foldable and I look forward to seeing each of yours. Bye.